Hello, welcome to this tutorial. This tutorial is to explain to you exactly some of the basics that are with Paint Shop Professional's PSP tubes. This tutorial is going to go into the lens I made to explain to people about PSP tubes. In that lens, I have a paragraph or two that explains about a tube and its layers and how you work in layers. Here in this screen here on the right-hand side in the layers palette, you can clearly see that I have different layers. I have my transparent background, I have the squid, I have the text, and more text. If I was to go and use my move tool on We Love and move it up and down, you could clearly see that it does not interfere with the other elements in my image. So basically that explains, how layers work. So if you were to do a picture with, let's say, as I explained, grass, your sky, a tree, a sun, your bottom layer would be your background sky, the next layer would be your grass, and let's say the next layer would be your sun, the next layer would be your tree, and so forth and so on and so on. And each layer it has its own individual properties so that you can move it around. So now, I've already saved this image as a .psp image on my computer. That is the type of image that you would like to save this image in so that you can go back in the future and edit it if needed. This is what I always tell people to do. Right now, you could go to Layers, merge all layers, and export this out. But what's going to happen is that some people forget to undo that, and they close out their image, and they say, yes, let's save those changes, and then they say, uh-oh, I can't go back now and unmerge all of my layers. So the safety feature here that I suggest is you go to Window, Duplicate. Now we have an exact copy of the PSP image. While the copy is active, I just simply click on it to make sure it's active. Then I can go up to Layers, Merge, Merge Visible. Now all of my layers for this image, let me cover it so we don't get confused, for this image is all merged. It is ready now to be exported out as a PSP tube. To do that, you go to File, Export, Picture Tube. And this is where you can leave the default settings alone because this is just going to be a one standard tube where you're not going to have it do all kinds of crazy funky things, and you just name it. And you name it so that you know what it is, and you don't have to put PSP tube at the end, and you just hit OK. Now, if I want to go and start a new image, I go to File, New, and let's just start a new image at the 300 by 250 size. I'll go to my Tubes tool. Go to my Tubes tool, and I'm going to go into my Tube tool choices, and I'm going to locate the new tube that I made. There it is. So I'm going to go in, and I'm going to click once within my work area. There we have it. There's the tube. Now, if I use my Move tool, you'll see this tube is all one item now. I could just move it up, and I could add more things to it in the future, but that's basically how PSP tubes work. I hope you enjoyed this quick tutorial, and be sure to check our updated lens and our websites. Thank you.